When I took my private pilot check ride, there were a few mistakes that I made on both the oral and on the practical, and as long as I was within the ACS standards, I was able to pass. So I'm gonna go through my mistakes that I made on my check ride and what I did to basically fix them. So my name's Captain Ethan, it's a beautiful day to fly planes, and listen to these tips because this might happen to you on your check ride, because it happened on mine and I was very over prepared for it. So the first mistake that I made, it was in the oral exam of the check ride, and what happened was I just did not know what ceiling made it IFR. But here's the thing about every single check ride. It is open book. So what you guys can do is, I'll show you guys. See this book right here? Get one, tab it out. It has all the information you need, and I'm pretty sure I found it in the the answer. Can't remember where I found it, but the answer to what ceiling makes it IFR is going to be 1,000-foot ceiling, and I think it's 3 statute miles of visibility. If it's lower than that, then it's going to be IFR. Low IFR if the ceiling's under 500 and the visibility is under a mile. That's what will make it low IFR. There's a little diagram if you guys need it. Cool. Next mistake. The second mistake that I made on my check ride, that was really the only oral exam mistake that I made. Well, no, there's actually another one. The next mistake that I made on my check ride was an accelerated stall. And this one I could kind of explain for. So when I was preparing to take my check ride, me and my instructor were doing maneuvers, and I was doing them pretty good. So he showed me an accelerated stall, which is a commercial maneuver. I did not know that on the private pilot check ride that the DPE is going to ask you about an accelerated stall. It's not going to make you perform one on the check ride, but he's still going to ask you about it and how you get yourself into it and basically how you get yourself out. An accelerated stall, by the way, if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically when you pull too hard and you break the critical angle of attack because of too many G's. You guys know what I mean. But still had to explain it. At first I didn't, I was tripped up in my mind because my instructor said that it was a commercial maneuver. Didn't know you still needed to have the knowledge on it for private. Know the knowledge on it. Also, I got myself out of that because I did tell him that my instructor told me it was a commercial maneuver, but I didn't know that it was part of the knowledge. But at least I still knew what it was, because if I didn't know what it was, I could have possibly failed. But those were really the two main mistakes that I made on my oral exam. Let's talk about what I made on the flight part, because there were four that I made. So the first one that I made was I did not know where the serial number was on the airplane. The majority of you guys are going to be taking your private pilot check ride in a Cessna 172. That's what I took mine in. That's basically everybody's well-known trainer plane. The place where you will find the serial number for the airplane, I did not even know where this was on the door. I looked everywhere. I looked at the airworthiness certificate. I looked at the registration. Could not find the serial number. It's in the door. Remember, serial number? It's in the door. Like, you know how you'll find the recommended tire pressure for your car? It's like that. The next mistake, which could have busted me on my check ride, thankfully he didn't see. I forgot the landing and the strobe light on. For some reason, it just did not cross my mind. I just completely forgot until after takeoff. I noticed and I immediately switched them on. That's kind of how I recovered from that. Then also on the flight portion, the rest of these are going to be the flight portion. So after I forgot the landing light, we were coming into Peter O'Knight, KTPF, and if you guys are in the Tampa area, let me know if you guys been there. Cool little airport. The next mistake that I made on my check ride was on the short field landing. And no, I didn't bust the short field landing. I didn't land past my landing spot. I actually landed pretty good on my landing spot. The issue was when I was doing max braking, I was skidding. So be careful on how much brake usage you guys should do. Bring the flaps up, pull the back on the elevator as much as you guys can, and do maximum braking, but ease in onto the brakes. Because if you just immediately slam them, you're gonna be skidding. And our planes don't have ABS. You guys should know what ABS is. If you guys have a driver's license, you guys should know what ABS is. But we don't have them in our planes, so we gotta do it all manually. The next mistake that I made on my check ride was kind of a communication error. And I know that sounds weird that it's a communication error, but let me explain. So I was doing my check ride, I was doing a maneuver. I think I was doing a stall in a bank. I think that's what I was doing on my check ride. It was either a stall in a bank or I was doing it with foggles on. It was one of the two. But the DPE told me to kick my feet above the horizon. For some reason, my Checkride brain just did not process what that meant. Until he had to explain that kick your feet above the horizon means pull back on the yoke so you can bring the nose up. I don't know why he said it like that, but he did. I was very confused, but I learned from it. Everything that you go through in your private pilot training is going to prepare you for the Checkride, but there's also some things that are not going to prepare you for the Checkride, because, you know, DPs also have personalities and they like to do their own little quirks, so you guys just have to adapt and adjust. I forgot the third A that I learned in my third period US history class in high school. So adapt, adjust, I can't remember. But that's really all the mistakes that I made on my private pilot Checkride. If you guys have also made a mistake on your Checkride, let me know what it is in the comments down below, so other people that are watching who are preparing for the Checkride don't make the same mistake as you. Because maybe I made the mistake on my Checkride, but if somebody else made the same mistake, they probably could fail. And we don't want to fail, we want to pass. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, or if you guys learned something, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. We're on the road to, 2,000 subscribers now, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.